In the delicate threads of human connection, the act of simply vanishing, walking away without a word, leaving no trace, carries profound ripples. It is not merely an action but a statement, one that challenges the dynamics of attachment, impermanence, and the yearning for closure. In the teachings of Zen and Buddhist philosophy, every action, or inaction, is a mirror reflecting the deeper truths of existence. The Buddha once said, "Attachment is the root of suffering." Yet, attachment is also the lifeblood of human relationships. When someone disappears, it disrupts this flow, leaving those left behind to grapple with emotions they never expected to confront. This story unfolds not as a single narrative, but as 10 vignettes of the heart and mind, 10 things people feel when you simply disappear. Each reflection is steeped in Zen wisdom, offering not only understanding but also the liberation that comes with embracing impermanence and self-awareness. 1. The sting of abandonment. To vanish is to awaken the primal fear of being left behind. For those who feel abandoned, it's as if the ground beneath them has given way. They search for reasons, replaying memories, looking for the exact moment they were left behind. Zen teaches us to look inward when faced with discomfort. No one saves us but ourselves, the Buddha said. The pain of abandonment is a call to recognize the self-reliance we often forget we possess. The one left behind might sit in their solitude, meditating on the emptiness left by your absence. But in that silence, they may find the seed of their own resilience, a seed that grows when watered by acceptance. 2. The chaos of confusion. When someone vanishes, confusion takes root. Questions spiral in the mind like a relentless storm. Why did they leave? Did I do something wrong? The absence of clarity feels like an unfinished story. In Zen, confusion is an opportunity. It is said, not knowing is the most intimate. When faced with the unknown, the mind is forced to confront its limits. This discomfort can lead to enlightenment, if one is willing to sit with the questions instead of rushing to answers. The confusion left behind is not a curse but a chance to cultivate patience and humility, to embrace the uncertainty of life without resistance. 3. The weight of guilt. For some, your disappearance may stir feelings of guilt. They replay their words and actions, convinced they pushed you away. This guilt, heavy and unrelenting, becomes their burden to bear, but in the teachings of Zen, guilt is a product of the ego. It clings to the illusion of control, whispering, "If only you had acted differently." Yet, the truth is that all things arise and fall according to causes and conditions beyond our grasp. To release guilt, one must practice compassion, for themselves and for you. The act of vanishing, while painful, becomes a lesson in letting go of the self-centered belief that they could have altered your path. 4. The ache of longing. Longing is perhaps the most poetic of all emotions stirred by disappearance. It is the heart reaching out into the void, yearning for connection where none exists. Zen reminds us, desire is a trap. Clinging is a trap. Knowing this, one should abandon desire. The ache of longing, while deeply human, is also a gateway to understanding the transient nature of all things. In your absence, those who long for you are given a gift, a chance to confront their attachments and to transform longing into a deeper appreciation for the present moment. 5. The flame of anger. For some, your disappearance will ignite anger. They will rage against the injustice, the perceived cowardice, the lack of explanation. Anger burns brightly, consuming everything in its path, Zen teaches that anger arises from unmet expectations. Holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. Through meditation and mindfulness, one can see that anger is a fleeting emotion, a wave that rises and falls. Your disappearance, though infuriating, may ultimately teach them the art of release, the freedom that comes when one lets go of the need to control the actions of others. 6. The shadows of betrayal. Disappearing can feel like a betrayal to those who trusted you. They may feel that their vulnerability was met with rejection, their faith broken. In Zen, betrayal is an illusion. The Master said, when the mind is at peace, betrayal cannot touch it. The feeling of betrayal arises from expectations placed on others. When those expectations are unmet, the illusion shatters, leaving behind the raw truth. No one owes us permanence. The pain of betrayal is a teacher, revealing the attachments we must release to find true freedom. 7. The mirror of self-doubt. In your absence, they may begin to question their worth. Was I not good enough? Did I fail in some way? Your disappearance becomes a mirror reflecting their insecurities. Zen wisdom offers solace. You yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection. This teaching encourages those left behind to see their value as intrinsic, not dependent on the presence or absence of others. In the end, your disappearance may help them cultivate self-love, transforming doubt into strength. 8. The quiet of acceptance. Over time, the storm of emotions subsides. Acceptance begins to settle in, like the calm after a tempest. They may come to see your absence not as a wound but as a fact of life. Zen reminds us, everything that has a beginning has an ending. Make your peace with that and all will be well. Acceptance is not resignation but liberation. It is the realization that clinging to what was only prolonged suffering. In this quiet acceptance, they find peace, a peace that transcends the pain of your departure. 9. The awakening of compassion. From the ashes of their pain may rise a new compassion, not just for themselves but for you as well. They begin to understand that your disappearance was not an act of malice but perhaps one of necessity. In the words of the Buddha, hatred does not cease by hatred, but only by love. This is the eternal rule. Compassion softens the edges of their grief, allowing them to release resentment and embrace forgiveness. Your vanishing becomes a lesson in empathy, teaching them to see the world through kinder eyes. 10. The illumination of impermanence. Finally, your disappearance reveals the ultimate truth: all things are impermanent. Relationships, like life itself, are fleeting. To cling to them is to invite suffering, to let them flow is to find freedom. Zen teaches, do not dwell in the past, do not dream of the future, concentrate the mind on the present moment. In your absence, they may come to live this teaching fully, embracing the impermanence of all things with grace and wisdom. The ripple effect of disappearance, deeper reflections. When someone disappears, the event is not a singular occurrence but a pebble cast into the still waters of life. The ripples extend outward, touching hearts and minds in unexpected ways. Each ripple, though painful, carries the potential for growth, wisdom, and transformation. Let us reflect further on these ripples and their teachings, the nature of attachment and the self. Attachment is at the core of human relationships. We attach not just to people but to identities, roles, and narratives about who we are in relation to others. When someone disappears, the illusion of these attachments is shattered, and what remains is the raw question: who am I without them? Zen offers a profound answer: the self is an illusion. And all things are interconnected. The pain of loss arises because we cling to the notion of a separate self that depends on external validation. Disappearance forces us to confront this illusion, nudging us toward the realization that our essence is not bound by others. In this reflection, one learns to embrace the interconnectedness of all life while releasing the ego-driven need for permanence. The emptiness left behind is not a void but an open space, filled with infinite possibilities for self-discovery. Impermanence, the heart of liberation. At the heart of Buddhist philosophy lies the truth of impermanence, anicca. Everything in life is transient: relationships, emotions, even the body itself. To resist this truth is to suffer, to accept it is to be free. When someone disappears, it serves as a stark reminder of this impermanence. The pain we feel is not because they left but because we hoped they would stay. This hope, this clinging, is the root of our suffering. The Zen master says, "Let go, or be dragged." In reflecting on disappearance, one is called to practice the art of letting go, not as a denial of love but as a celebration of life's fleeting beauty. In letting go, we honor the impermanence of all things and find peace in the flow of life, the mirror of emotions. Each emotion stirred by disappearance, grief, anger, guilt, longing, is a mirror reflecting our inner world. These emotions are not imposed by the one who left, they arise from within, shaped by our own thoughts and attachments. In Zen, emotions are seen as clouds passing across the sky of the mind. They are transient, impermanent, and devoid of inherent substance. When we meditate on these emotions, we see them for what they are, fleeting waves in the ocean of consciousness. By sitting with these emotions, observing them without judgment, we gain insight into the nature of the mind. This practice not only soothes the pain of loss but also deepens our understanding of ourselves and the world. Compassion, the bridge to healing. Compassion is the antidote to suffering. When someone disappears, it is easy to retreat into anger or despair, blaming them for the pain they have caused. But Zen teaches us to look deeper, to see the humanity in their actions. The Buddha said, "Hatred never ceases by hatred, but by love alone is healed." Disappearance, then, becomes an opportunity to cultivate compassion, for the one who left and for ourselves. Perhaps they disappeared out of their own suffering, their own need for solitude or growth. Perhaps they were lost, searching for something they could not articulate. To judge them harshly is to deny their humanity. To extend compassion is to heal the wounds of separation and to build a bridge toward understanding. Silence as a teacher. In Zen, silence is often more powerful than words. When someone disappears, they leave behind silence, a profound, echoing absence that can feel unbearable. Yet, in Zen, silence is not emptiness but fullness, a space for deep listening and reflection. The silence left by disappearance is a teacher. It forces us to sit with ourselves, to confront the thoughts and emotions we might otherwise avoid. In this silence, we discover the wisdom of the present moment. The Zen proverb states, "In silence, there is eloquence." Stop weaving, and see how the pattern improves. Disappearance, then, becomes an invitation to embrace the stillness, to listen to the teachings that arise from within. The path to liberation. Ultimately, the act of disappearing and the emotions it stirs are stepping stones on the path to liberation. Liberation in Buddhism is not an escape from life but an awakening to its true nature. It is the realization that all things are impermanent, interconnected, and beyond the grasp of the ego. When someone disappears, it is not a finality but a transition. It is a reminder that we are all on individual journeys, each seeking our own truth. The pain of loss is not an end but a beginning, a call to awaken, to grow, and to let go of the illusions that bind us. In the end, disappearance is not about absence but presence. It is about the presence of impermanence, the presence of emotions, and the presence of opportunity for growth. Each ripple it creates is a teaching, guiding us toward a deeper understanding of ourselves and the nature of existence. As you reflect on these teachings, may you find not only solace but also wisdom. May the pain of loss transform into the beauty of acceptance, and may the silence left behind become a source of profound clarity, for in the act of vanishing, there is a paradoxical gift, a chance to awaken to the truth of life, to let go of what was, and to embrace what is. This, perhaps, is the ultimate teaching, that in losing, we find, and in letting go, we are free. Thanks for watching. Hope enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more content like this. Just click the subscribe button below and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Also, feel free to leave a comment and let me know what you'd like to see next. See you in the next video.